Good. I'm just kicking back watching some old motherfucking wrestling and shit, right? And came across an interview where they was talking about the plane ride from hell back in 2002. I think like the beginning of the ruthless aggression era and shit. Now, most people don't know about the plane ride from hell. But I'm about to get off into what happened. It's fucking crazy shit happening. Let me tell you. Here we go. They just got done doing a pay-per-view in the UK called Insurrection 2. And there was a lot of superstars in this bitch. There's a lot of good superstars in this motherfucking shit. But fuck the pay-per-view. If y'all want to see the pay-per-view, watch the pay-per-view. It's called Insurrection 2. Now, on the plane. Now coming from Tommy Dreamer. Not Tommy Dreamer. Just Incredible. And X-Pac. They tell the best stories in their way. But according to the reports and the wrestlers, and including Jim Ross himself, here's what happened. Now, it all started Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig. If you don't know who Kurt Hennig is Mr. Perfect. So Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig, they're going around spraying niggas with shaving cream and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just playing some pranks. Now, I mentioned, this is a private jet, and it's an open bar. And this is the motherfucker, like, the last day of the insurrection. So, like, niggas is on their way back to the motherfucking United States, get ready to go to Raw. So, basically, this is the last day, nigga. We about to get fucked up. It's an open bar, all right? And we 35,000 feet in the air. So, Scott Hall and Mr. Perfect going around spraying niggas with shaving cream and shit. That stops. Scott Hall gets, get wasted. He goes to sleep. The motherfucker rest of the flight. He goes to sleep. We don't hear from Kurt. We don't hear from Kurt Hennig, like for a minute. So we go to Ric Flair. This nigga going around fucking with stewardesses and shit with his robe on. The motherfucking robe that he always wear when he motherfucking come out. But he got nothing on under it. So, like, he's flashing bitches. Ric Flair flashing stewardesses, bro. Talking about come and touch my nature boy and shit. So, that's the second incident. Third incident. Man, some nigga named Michael Hayes. Like, he's a nigga that worked backstage and shit. He was fucking with Bradshaw. Bradshaw was asleep. Now, Bradshaw had a fucking injury at the pay-per-view. So, he got a patch on his head and shit. Right? He's asleep. Michael Hayes drunk like a motherfucker. He goes up to Bradshaw and punches that nigga in the head. Blood started gushing out. Because, like, mind you, like it's an injury. So, like, nigga fucked up Bradshaw's suit. Now, according to X-Pac, Just Incredible, and a whole bunch of other eyewitness accounts, Bradshaw got up and just knocked that nigga out. Michael Hayes was done. Right? So, I think he get up, like, maybe, like, hours later or some shit, right? This nigga's still drunk. So this nigga Michael Hayes, he almost pisses on, yes, I literally say, he almost pisses on Linda McMahon. Yeah. Like, I don't know, he thought he was in the bathroom or he was just too fucked up, but this nigga was about to piss on Linda McMahon. So some wrestlers had to come in and move this nigga. Like, what the fuck is up with this shit? Right? So, like, after that, like, I think this nigga go back to sleep and shit. Why this nigga knocked out. Now, Kurt Hennig, a.k.a. Mr. Perfect, we back at him again. Him and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Brock Lesnar is on the plane. So, him and Brock Lesnar get into a scuffle. Right? And they get into a scuffle so tough, they almost motherfucking kill every fucking body because they wrestling by the emergency door. So, nigga, they hit that bitch real hard and almost knocked that bitch open. Everybody almost died. It was like, oh, shit, what the fuck is going on here? Now, Goldust. This nigga Goldust, right? This nigga is trying to motherfucking win his girl's heart, right? Because he was with Terry Runnels. I don't know if that was his real girl, but this nigga somehow got on the intercom of the plane and started singing. He sang the whole fucking song. So, JR, Jim Ross, the fucking announcer of Raw, he stopped Goldust from doing that shit. Like, goddamn, I don't know if he threw that nigga out, but he said nigga, he was so fucking irritated, he had to get up and stop this nigga. And the last thing that happens on the flight, Michael Hayes is motherfucking, like I said, like he went back to sleep. This nigga knocked out. This nigga X-Pac, I don't know how he got some scissors, but this nigga cut off the nigga mullet. Michael Hayes ain't know until he made it to customs. And then X-Pac put his motherfucking mullet on Raw. When they got back to the United States, had that bitch on display. That shit was fucking hilarious. Now, that's the plane ride from hell. Okay, it was a lot of shit that go on. Now, once they got back to the United States, Vince McMahon had to lay the hammer down. Nah, even though Scott Hall did the shaving cream shit, that nigga got fired. Mr. Perfect got fired. Goldust, he was in the doghouse for a minute until he got out and became tag team champions with Booker T. They did want to fire Ric Flair, even though he should have been the one fired for flashing bitches, but no, they all settled out of court because the bitches wanted to get some lawsuit going, so they settled out of court. Brock Lesnar, like nothing happened to him because he was just the new face. He was motherfucking a rising star, so Vince needed him. So, everybody praised X-Pac for cutting Michael Hayes' hair because, they feel that he deserved it because Bradshaw was asleep, he had an injury, and you woke that nigga up on some bullshit. So, yeah. So, nobody was mad at Bradshaw, nobody was mad at X-Pac. But it was damn so mad at Scott Hall. All he did was do the shaving cream. But Michael Hayes, that nigga, he didn't get fired either. He was supposed to, motherfucker got fired. But, they need a nigga backstage. I guess he's a, dude was something important. But, yeah, nigga, that's the plane ride from hell. Not too many people know about that story. I think there was another story where, Kurt Angle was trying to fight Vince McMahon, then The Undertaker almost choked that nigga out. I think that was another plane incident. I'm not really sure. But this incident right here, this almost tarnished the fucking company. And fuck it, it was almost never going to be a company if Brock Lesnar and Mr. Perfect would have opened up that fucking emergency door. That would have been a wrap. Stone Cold was on that flight too. Him and Deborah was up in the front watching movies and shit. And they went to sleep. They was like, nigga, fuck these niggas. We out. But, that's the story of the plane ride from hell. If y'all want to know some more stories, just listen to the motherfucking wrestler documentaries. They tell it better than I do. But this your boy Hurricane giving you a review. Hood review.